Okay, so I'm going to show you what you need for the project. I gave you an orange paper, a small black paper, and a piece of white tissue. You're going to need, the reason I gave you your watercolors, not because you're using them, but because you need a paintbrush. So you can use this paintbrush that's in there. If you have a larger one, it might be easier if you had a larger paintbrush. Okay, so I gave you 2 colors of paint. You're going to also need, later, something round, a pencil, scissors, and a glue stick. But we're going to start with the paint. So you're going to use your red and your yellow. And if it got tipped over, it doesn't really matter. I didn't give you very much because all you're going to do is start in the middle and just kind of bring your paint out to the edges. Now, if you had a bigger paintbrush, it might be easier. You're going to bring it out to the edge. And then you can do this with the red as well. And if you mix it together, some of it will be orange. And that's kind of nice too. So you're just bringing it out to the edge, kind of like a star or an asterisk. Yeah, if you do have a bigger paintbrush, I think it might be easier, but I didn't want to have to, with my broken toe, walk all the way over to the music room, just saying. So I'm doing it with my small paintbrush that I have in the classroom right here. Okay, and I don't even need to wash off my brush because I'm going to kind of be mixing it too as I go, and I'm just going out from the middle, making like a star pattern. And I can go on top or in between, kind of mix the colors around if I want to get some orange. And I'm just doing all the way out to the edge. Now, I don't want you really like painting the whole page. I want to be able to see these lines going out to the edge. It's going to look really nice later when I do it. Okay, so if I want to get some orange, I'll mix. I could just kind of mix some of this and make like an orangey color, but it's better to quit before you go too far. So I think I'm good. Don't spend too long. That looks nice. Maybe a little more yellow on there after I'm done. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside and let it dry completely. The rest of the paint you don't need to return. You can just throw it away or use it for another project. If you want to use it for another project, paint something else on your own, that's fine. Oops. Okay, so while that's drying, let's go ahead and do this other part. So the black, you're going to take your round object. It doesn't have to be the size, it could be smaller. And you're going to trace around it. So you have a circle. I know it's kind of hard to see. So let's try this again. White. You can use white or you can use a regular, but I think on the camera you can't really see it when it's a regular pencil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to kind of round the corners. So it's circular. Just cut off the corners. And now I'm going to cut little fringe all the way around to the circle, but not cut in the circle. So I'm just kind of going at a diagonal, making fringe all the way around. And I can cut that part off. Don't need it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my hand and I'm going to squish it. Squish it. Okay. This is going to be the middle of my flower and I want to make it 3D. So I'm just going to kind of squish it so that this is going to be the middle of my flower. All right. Now, once my paint is dried, I'm going to cut this into a flower shape. Now my paint's not all the way dry, but I'm going to go ahead and show you anyway. I'm going to make a poppy shape, so I want it to be roundish, so I can make it any size I want. So I'm just going to kind of go around and make it roundish. So I'm just going to kind of go back and forth for the petals. It'll be easier if you wait till it's dry. And some of them are going to be big and some of them are going to be small, and that's what makes it so nice when we hang them up together and we have a poppy field and they're all different sizes. So don't think you're doing it wrong if it doesn't look exactly like mine. So if I do it, and mine is a little bit, it's more rectangle, so maybe I'll make it a little bit shorter on the side so it's more roundish. But it's up to you, whatever size you want. Just kind of go in and out. And then maybe I'll make it a tiny bit smaller on this side. But you can make it large or small, whatever you want. Okay, so there we go. There is my poppy. Now, once it's completely dry, I'm going to glue my center in the center there. Now, it might have been good if I traced something that was a tad bit smaller than that cup. I think it might have been a little bit easier. So anyway, I'm going to put some glue stick on the back. Oops. Man, this glue stick is losing it. You could use white glue if you want. All right, now I'm going to kind of squish it up and put it in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to glue it down there. Now, in the very middle part, that's where this tissue comes in. I'm just going to cut it into little tiny pieces, little tiny white pieces, and then cover up that circle. You know what I should have done? I wasn't very smart there. I should have just flipped this over and then that circle wouldn't have shown. So you be smart and do that. Okay, so I'm just going to cut little pieces. And then I'm going to glue them in the middle. Wow, this glue stick's had it. And I'm just going to glue these right on here. There you go. Yeah, white glue actually might be better for this. And then I'm going to put white in the middle.